When it comes to building muscle, one of the most debated topics is whether lifting light weights for high reps or heavy weights for low reps is more effective. Some believe that higher reps with lighter weights create more metabolic stress and result in better muscle endurance, while others argue that lifting heavy for fewer reps is the key to maximizing muscle size and strength. The reality is that both training styles have unique benefits, and the best approach depends on your fitness goals, training intensity, and muscle growth mechanisms. Instead of blindly following opinions, let's explore the science behind light versus heavyweight training to determine which method is best for you. How training intensity affects muscle growth. Before comparing light and heavy weights, it's important to understand training intensity. In strength training, intensity refers to the percentage of your 1 rep max, 1 RM, that you lift. For example, lifting 100% of your 1 RM means you're using a weight so heavy that you can only complete 1 repetition before failure. If you lift 80% of your 1 rep max, you'll typically perform 7 to 8 reps, while using 50% or lower allows for 15 to 25 reps before exhaustion. This means that lighter weights allow for more reps, while heavier weights limit rep count. But how does this affect muscle hypertrophy? Andori? Many bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts argue that high rep training with light weights is beneficial because it increases metabolic stress, a process where muscle cells accumulate lactate, hydrogen ions, and other metabolites that contribute to muscle fatigue and the familiar muscle burn. Additionally, high rep training often results in a greater muscle pump, making muscles appear temporarily bigger due to increased blood flow. But does this actually lead to muscle growth? Research suggests that lightweight training can build muscle, but only if sets are taken to failure. One study found that lifting just 30% of 1 rep max for high reps stimulated similar muscle growth as lifting 80% of 1 rep max, but only when participants pushed themselves to failure. The downside of this approach is that training to failure with light weights can be mentally and physically exhausting, making it harder to sustain over multiple sets. Additionally, lighter weights may not activate fast-twitch muscle fibers as effectively as heavier loads, which could limit maximum muscle size potential. Neat. Does lifting heavy weights build more muscle? Lifting heavier weights with lower reps generates high mechanical tension, which is one of the most important factors for muscle growth. When you lift heavy, your muscles experience greater tension, triggering mechanosensors in muscle cells that send powerful signals to build more muscle tissue. Additionally, heavy lifting primarily targets fast-twitch muscle fibers, which are larger and more powerful than slow-twitch fibers. Since fast-twitch fibers have the highest potential for growth, heavy weight training is highly effective for maximizing muscle mass. However, lifting too heavy, 1 to 2 reps per set, may not be ideal for hypertrophy. Research suggests that training in the 8 to 12 rep range is more effective for muscle growth than extreme low rep training. Another consideration is joint health. Lifting extremely heavy weights places more stress on the joints, tendons, and connective tissues, increasing the risk of overuse injuries. While compound movements like squats, deadlifts, and bench presses can be performed safely with heavier loads, isolation exercises such as bicep curls or lateral raises should generally be done with moderate weights in strict form. The best approach: combining light and heavy training. Instead of choosing one over the other, the most effective approach is to incorporate both light and heavy weights into your training. Studies show that training across multiple rep ranges leads to optimal muscle growth because it activates different muscle fibers and hypertrophy mechanisms. Low reps, 3 to 6, maximize mechanical tension and stimulate fast twitch fibers, leading to increased strength and power. Moderate reps, 6 to 12, balance tension and metabolic stress, making them ideal for muscle hypertrophy. High reps, 12 to 25, increase metabolic stress and muscle endurance, contributing to overall muscle development. By incorporating all three, you activate different muscle growth pathways, leading to more balanced muscle development and reducing the risk of plateaus or injuries. How to structure your training for maximum gains. To get the best of both worlds, you can follow two effective strategies. First, periodization training. In this method, you cycle through different rep ranges over time. For example, weeks 1 to 4, lift heavy, 3 to 6 reps per set. Weeks 5 to 8, focus on moderate reps, 6 to 12 reps per set. Weeks 9 to 12, shift to high rep training, 12 to 25 reps per set. Repeat the cycle, gradually increasing weights each time. This strategy ensures continuous adaptation and prevents plateaus. 2. Mixed rep training in each workout. Instead of focusing on one rep range at a time, this method integrates all rep ranges into a single workout. 30% of your sets in the 3 to 6 rep range for strength, 60% of your sets in the 6 to 12 rep range for hypertrophy, 10% of your sets in the 12 to 25 rep range for endurance. For those focusing more on strength, a higher percentage of low rep sets should be included. Meanwhile, individuals who are older, recovering from injuries, or prone to joint pain may benefit from avoiding very low reps and instead focusing on moderate and higher rep training. The best approach to building muscle isn't about choosing between light or heavy weights. It's about using a balanced training strategy that includes multiple rep ranges. If your goal is strength, prioritize heavy weights with low reps. If your goal is muscle growth, focus on moderate reps with moderate to heavy loads. If you want well-rounded development, incorporate all rep ranges to maximize hypertrophy. By combining different intensities, rep ranges, and training styles, you'll stimulate more muscle fibers, promote continuous muscle growth, and reduce the risk of injuries. Instead of limiting yourself to one training style, use them all to maximize your progress. If you found this guide helpful, hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more science-backed fitness and muscle building tips. Train smart, lift strategically, and we'll see you in the next video.